Hey, the gate may be open. I'm on the live.
The gate is shut.
It may be open. I couldn't get it.
So it's Cleo on the outside?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm listening.
Oh, hey y'all. Okay, I didn't know if I was doing this the right way. I've never been on YouTube Live before. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. How do I see like comments and things like that? Oh, here we go. We have been around. Cleo and I have, hey, it's so good to talk to y'all. I didn't even know YouTube had a live. I had no idea. But Cleo and I have been in Houston. We've been home, and so much has happened. That's what I was posting certain things today on the what is it called? Create a short, like the short. And I was posting some videos, like update videos, because we'll be uploading all of our YouTube videos really soon. We have like at least 30 or more YouTube videos that we have not posted, just because it takes so much to post YouTube videos. But also life happened, and Cleo and I have been living our lives. Like sometimes, you know, when you live in your life, you don't really have time to post it and share it and create videos and clip stuff up. And so we've really just been living our life. And once I saw that YouTube had lives, that's a lot easier for me to come on and connect with y'all, because I go live on Instagram all the time. And that's how I communicate with everyone on Instagram outside of, you know, my regular posts. So knowing that I can go live and just talk to y'all anytime, that's cool. So I can definitely do this. Okay, let me see. How do I see our comments? How have you been, Goddess? We have been doing beautifully. Y'all want to see Cleo? Come here, princess. Come here. Cleo, come here. Okay, you got to come up here, though. Cleo is currently trying to chase cats on the gate, so she's not like thinking about. Cleo, look. Cleo. Cleo. Cleo's trying to chase cats. So she's looking for stuff that she can chase. So, but I miss y'all too. Yes, if you are interested in my skincare, you can purchase my skincare from my website, Sasha Flowers Skincare from CandiceLove.com. So yeah, we will be coming out with our videos really soon, our YouTube videos soon. We have at least a few like we could create videos and post them for at least a year. And this will just be past videos that we never posted. And so just like a brief update, I can link my website. Let me figure out how to do that real quick. Y'all know this is my first time. Save, highlight, share, mute microphone. How do I type top chat, live chat? How do I link my website? Hit the like button. Where the like button at? I don't see it. I don't know. Y'all gonna have to tell me a little bit more. I would love to link my website, but I just don't know how to yet. But yeah, so since we have I'm gonna try one more time. Hide all chat, all messages, top chat. Yeah, I don't see it. Spirit told me to delete Instagram, so it will be lovely to see you back on YouTube again. Yeah, I feel that. Instagram is Instagram. But I will be back on here, because what I realized when it came to this page and just sharing my experience, a lot of it got overshadowed by me just traveling in my van. And there were so many other things that I wanted to share and that I was excited to share. I started my own podcast, and now that I still travel in my van with Cleo, we travel in our van, but I don't see a purpose in utilizing my van that often. One, it's hot. It's hot. It's like 105 degrees, so it's hot. And two, I love stability. Stability feels really good to me. Being still helps me in my spiritual practice. It helps me with being in alignment with my emotions, and it helps me along my spiritual healing and my emotional healing, and constantly moving. And what a lot of you will see is a lot of van lifers are in their vans and they are emotionally distraught. They are emotionally crumbling. And one of the reasons why they are emotionally crumbling is because it is impossible to always be on the go. It is impossible to always be on the move, to always be doing something, to always be creating, always be driving, always be posting YouTube videos, and also have enough alignment to sit still, enough alignment to love on themselves, enough alignment to nurture themselves, and enough alignment to actually hear their spirit and hear their soul and hear their intuitiveness. So I use my van when it's necessary. Caitlin says, so true, van life sucked. It is not what it cracked up to be. Listen, that's why I try my best to speak about the truths of van life, to give like the full picture of what van life looked like and felt like. And the only time people will, I'm not going to say that, but a huge time where people have the most fun in van life is either when they are just truly enjoying themselves or when they are truly running from themselves. They use the van as a way to escape. But yeah, we really enjoy stability. We just built a house. So I'm enjoying being in my house. Like I'm out the heat. Cleo's out the heat. And actually our van right now is in Lake Mead. We were in our van for about 4 months. And it was just so hot. And we dropped our van off in Lake Mead because I didn't want to drive it back to Houston. But it looks like I actually have to do that anyway. I'm going to have to go pick up my van next week and drive it back to Houston. We just flew back, actually. But yeah, life has been very interesting for me. Like, I think since the last video I had with you guys, I lost 60 pounds. I got married. I built a home. I got a breast reduction. And I learned how to cook. All the stuff people was out here like, you can't cook, you can't cook. How you gonna get a man if you can't cook? I learned how to cook. I ain't learned how to cook a lot. I can cook about 2 to 3 things, but it's way more than I could when y'all first met me. Yeah, so our journey so far has been extremely beautiful, and we've really been enjoying life. And I can honestly say that this is the happiest that I've ever been in my life, because I'm the most present with myself. I'm the most present with my spirit. I'm the most in tune with my soul. And I'm the most in tune with my intuitive guidance. And so my van was a beautiful tool to help me get to the next level of my being. And so now moving forward, I'm excited to speak more about healing and growing and evolving and just sharing all the things that I've experienced and all the things that I've had to work through. Because another thing that I realize is those of you who only watch me on YouTube actually don't know much about me at all. The van was the introduction, and pretty much everybody knew I was a police officer. I was in the military. I got in a van. I got a dog, and that was kind of it. No one really ever knew like my personal story. Instagram has all of that information. So if you want to know more about my healing journey that I started 10 years ago, you can go to my Instagram account and you can look at that. If you're interested in my skincare, you can go to candicelove.com. All of that is listed on my YouTube channel. But I'm interested in helping people heal, grow, and evolve. That's actually what I do. I'm an intuitive guide, which some people would call a life coach. And it's just too many people out here emotionally hurting and emotionally struggling to talk about water pumps. I'd rather have a channel to where I'm talking about substance that people can, like on my Instagram account, people are watching my videos when they wake up and they're getting ready in the morning because it's giving them information or tools or things that they need to learn how to heal, grow, and evolve. It's pouring into them in a way that they can always take with them. It's like my videos on my Instagram account are like resources. So no matter what a person ever goes through, they can always refer back to certain videos on my page and get a message that they need, or get a reminder that they need, or get a boost of motivation that they need. And that's what I've always been about. I've always talked about intentional healing. And so to be able to bring that from Instagram, what I've been doing the past 10 years, and bring it to YouTube and speak about the things people need to know about. Like, most people on YouTube don't know that I'm 4 years sober from an alcohol addiction. Most people don't know a lot of different things about all the things that I've experienced that the average person literally goes through, but they are deeply afraid to speak about it, or they speak about it, but they don't have anyone that can actually connect with what they have to say. They have deep emotions or deep thoughts or intrusive thoughts or unhealthy behaviors, self-sabotaging behaviors, and other people write them off as being too emotional or too aggressive or whatever the case is. And they don't have anyone that can actually hear them, and they need somebody to relate to. And so on my page, I feel like we've been able to build such a beautiful community on my Instagram, and I really want to build that same type of community on YouTube and give everybody the opportunity to heal, grow, and evolve, but to teach each other how to heal, grow, and evolve, and really create a community of people who are on the same wavelength, to where you don't have to just try to get your mama and your friends to understand. You have other people who understand exactly what you've experienced, and you know that you're not by yourself. That's what true community is. So in the podcast, I'll have a podcast by myself on my page, and then my husband and I will be starting our own podcast, um, which will talk about spirituality, psychology, the psychology of relationships. We actually just hosted 3 retreats in Mexico, 3 emotional healing retreats, and we have one more in October. But next year we'll have a retreat that is for couples, because we've gotten so much feedback from couples, and we do a lot of couples counseling as well. So that's the only thing that really matters to me, is uplifting people and uplifting community and giving people a path, like reminding them of their power to heal, grow, and evolve. And what happened with me when it came to like van life, I didn't recognize it at the time, but when I got in my van, my favorite cousin was just killed. He was killed like not even 15 days prior. So when I got in my van, I was kind of running, to be honest. I was kind of running from emotions that I wasn't ready to feel, emotions that I didn't want to feel. And so that's why when I got in my van, and this is what happens with most van lifers, when you get in your van, how you truly feel starts to rush to the surface. And so I want to create or cultivate a different type of channel, to where people realize you can actually enjoy your life without having to run from yourself. Both truths can exist at the same time, that you're having a very tough time emotionally, but you can also still enjoy your life without using your van or using your job or using your relationship or using money, using purchasing things as an escape to make you forget about the pain that you're truly in, or the trauma that you're doing your best to run away from, or the fact that you don't have a healthy relationship with your parents, and you're using all of these items or these places or these travel locations to help you forget about the trauma that is still with you on a daily basis. So that's what the new, I mean, we're going to keep this channel, but that's what this channel will now be about. And, you know, those that mind don't matter, and those that matter don't mind. Okay? So the people that are supposed to be there are the people that are supposed to be here. The people who want to learn or get something from it. The people who want to share in the comments and help other people who are experiencing tough times. Everybody will have the opportunity to do that, because when it comes to healing, it's such a nuanced spiritual path that you can never run out of things to talk about. You can never run out of ideologies and perspectives. You can never run out of advice. You can never run out of community. You can never run out of the need to heal, grow, and evolve. So that's what I heard something. So that's what the new page, this page, will be about moving forward. But I am going to post all of the old videos. So when you see the old videos, just know it's not me and my band right now. We just have so much that we just have not shared. Really beautiful moments that me and Cleo just have not shared yet. Let me read some of y'all comments, because I was kind of just blabbing away. What time is your V? What does that mean? Candy Edie, what does that mean? Alyssa said, all the work you're doing is wonderful. It's wonderful. Thank you so much. There is beauty in uplifting community. Yes, it is, for sure. It will be a smooth pivot for you to transition from being a van life channel, because I think a lot of us watch your channel for the spirituality and growth talks like this that you used to have in your van. I really appreciate that, my best life. I really appreciate that confirmation. That makes me feel really good. Thank you so much, sis. Trust me, I have been married going on 27 years, and I don't cook very well. Excited for you, and thank you for sharing with us. I really appreciate you guys for being here, and I appreciate you guys for holding space as I maneuvered through this space, because when I first got started, what it felt like was when we started van life, it was like a boom in van life. So it was like everybody and their mama was interested in van life. And it also felt like that's what the only thing that people were interested in, because when I put up the video why I quit van life, everybody like, you quit van day, you quit van day. And I'm like, I ain't quit. I just don't do it all the time. But I appreciate you guys for holding space, because it takes a lot to build your following on one thing and then to say, I actually changed my mind. And it's scary too, because y'all are supporting me, and in my mind I'm like, oh my God, did I let them down? Because I don't want to do this shit no more. I don't want to drive around in my van all day long. That it used to be fun. It's not fun for me anymore. I healed and I grew and I evolved out of that space to where that was fun. There's moments where that's fun now. And so it was confusing, a deeply confusing space for me to maneuver, because there were over 50,000 people who were kind of expecting me to do one thing and holding me accountable and in a box to do one thing. And I just didn't know how to grow out of that without losing what felt like my community. And then I had to also acknowledge, just like I said, those that mind don't matter and those that matter don't mind. So all the people who are currently here now, that's who I want to be here. And I appreciate y'all for holding space for me as I figured out how to maneuver through so many layers of uncharted territory. Yeah, I'm in Central Time. I'm in Central Time. I know I said I'm going live on Instagram with my husband at 6 p.m. Central Time. So if you guys want to transition from here to my Instagram account, we'll be talking about the alignment of divine masculine energy and divine feminine energy, and how when both of those energies are in alignment, how it creates a conducive life for abundance, but it also creates a conducive life for freedom and ease and peace. And that'll be on my Instagram page at Candace.love. But I appreciate y'all for just holding space for me while I figured out how to maneuver in so many areas that were uncharted territory, especially on YouTube, because YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram are completely different. Instagram, people, they're supportive for the most part. Like, they either gonna support you or they probably just don't care. Like, they probably just won't say nothing. TikTok, everybody is supportive. YouTube, shit. On YouTube, if somebody don't like you on YouTube, they gonna say it. If somebody feels a way on YouTube, they will say it. They will create stories. They will argue in the comments. And that was just really, this mosquito's biting me. That was just really overwhelming for me, because I'm not a person who likes conflict. And I'm not a person who is used to having to like prove myself or answer to people or answer questions. So YouTube was really weird for me to maneuver. I'm like, well, shit, I just ain't gonna respond to none of the comments unless it was something positive. And so y'all continuing to stay present with me while I figured out ways to maneuver in my own healing journey. Because also, while y'all were watching me in the process of shedding so many different layers. Like I said, my cousin was just killed. I had just met my now husband. Well, actually, no, I didn't. I hadn't met him yet, but he was on the way. But I was in the process of doing the deepest level of healing that I had ever done in my life. So y'all were able to see me in moments where I was deeply struggling. And then in moments where I was deeply happy and deeply feeling at peace and feeling free. And so now the new videos that y'all will be able to experience from Cleo and I are what happens when you actually put in the work to heal. What happens when you actually commit to your emotional healing process? What happens when you stay consistent in nurturing yourself and loving yourself? What happens when you stay consistent in acknowledging your traumas and figuring out how to put medicine on those wounds? And so I've just been doing so much intentional work that YouTube has paused, TikTok has paused, Instagram has paused, because none of y'all could go into those spaces that required me to have deep solitude by myself, that required me to cry and really die. There were certain versions of myself that could not come with me in my path to evolving, and those spaces and those versions of myself had to have a very quiet and peaceful death, and I had to give them permission to die while I still nurtured them in the process of their death. And so now that I'm in the space of rebirth and the space of being reborn, I'm just really grateful that I have you guys to come back to. They even have a community to come back to, which is extremely beautiful. And I get to share the real, and we ain't gotta talk about that damn van no more. Golly. Let me see. Do y'all have any questions for me? YouTube is where the old heads be. I'm one of them, but I'm cool with whatever. I appreciate that. I appreciate you just being open to just supporting, you know, just being open to experience. Our podcast, we actually have not named it yet. We're working on the name now. My name for my podcast is Remember Who You Are, an intentional healing podcast with Candace Love. I practiced that so many times. So it's called Remember Who You Are, an intentional healing podcast. And basically, the purpose of the podcast is to help you remember who you are on a soul level. Because typically, what happens is everything in life is designed to make us forget who we are. Our relationships are designed to help us forget. We end up giving more to our partners, and by the end, if their relationship doesn't last, or if the relationship lasts long enough, we spend so much time asking, well, what do I like? What's fun to me? What am I passionate about? And then work forces us to forget how to be still and how to actually enjoy stillness and how to actually enjoy silence and how to enjoy our alone time, our solitude by ourselves, right? Makeup makes us forget our truest beauty. So many aspects of life are designed to help us forget who we are. And so the purpose of the podcast is so when people are experiencing their deepest, most traumatic, painful, confusing, overwhelming times, that they don't have to go back to a book, a self-help book to remember who they are. They don't have to watch documentaries and movies. They don't have to go to a club. They don't have to call their parents for advice. They don't have to make these to-do lists and figure out how to make millions of dollars or six figures. They can tune into their spirit because they have such a beautiful rapport with their intuitiveness that they can read the book of their own soul, and that will be their guidance back to who they truly are at a soul level. So the purpose of the podcast is to help you remember who you are in a world where everything forces you to almost try to forget. So it's deep. It's beautiful. I mean, we will talk about everything that you can think of. So I hope y'all enjoy it. I actually recorded too. I recorded when my first podcast, so it's a visual podcast and it'll be on Spotify. So the podcast video, parts of it will be on YouTube and then the other parts will be on Spotify. But as a YouTube video, I actually recorded unboxing all of my podcast material and like testing it and trying it, and I was so nervous and it was just me by myself. So I'll have all of those videos as well. But I was also thinking about, and y'all can tell me, what do y'all think about this? I recorded so many Instagram lives just like this, but right now, I'm kind of just talking to y'all. I'm just babbling. I'm not talking about anything specifically, anything that has like a whole lot of depth. But on my Instagram account, if you follow my Instagram, I talk about everything, and my Instagram lives get really, really deep. And so I was thinking about, instead of just hoarding all of those videos on Instagram, which are like an hour to maybe an hour and a half long, posting them on my YouTube account so you guys can also get all of that information too, because those videos are just so powerful. And I've done videos with other people where they're sharing their experiences. And Instagram is beautiful, but Instagram is forgetful because Instagram is like, what's next? What's next? What's next? The beautiful thing about YouTube is it's more of an archive of when people come to your YouTube account, they get to experience multiple opportunities to experience you. And so I think I want to take those videos, those lives from Instagram, and upload them to YouTube. What do y'all think about that? Because I can literally start doing that tomorrow. I think it would help so many people. I even saw somebody sent me a yes, upload them here too. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Yes, I think you should. I think I should too. Lovely B, hey! She's always like on Instagram, so I'm so surprised to see you here. Thank you for being here too. Yeah, I'll upload them to YouTube. I'll start doing that tomorrow. I'm really excited to do that too. But I was about to say that um, someone from Instagram actually sent me a video of another van lifer, and I can't remember her name, but she's a beautiful girl, beautiful lady. And she travels full time in her van, but apparently she just had a moment to where she was like really breaking down and really feeling sad. And I think the title of her video was like, "This is not my normal video. I just really need someone to talk to." It was something like that. And so the girl sent me her video to ask, like, "Hey, do you still do one-on-one emotional healing sessions?" And I told her I do, and she was just like, I'm going to leave it in the comments, and, maybe she'll reach out to you. But I say all of that to say there are so many people on these platforms that are not using, but YouTube is their form of income, right? A lot of our YouTubes are monetized, and for a lot of people, this is their source of income. So, to a certain degree, they don't have a lot of time to Tiffany. They don't have a lot of time to like not make YouTube videos because it's their source of income. And what happens is when you have to keep going like that, you don't have the opportunity to actually feel into your emotions and your wounds and your voids. And then it spills over, and then you get a video like what Tiffany had to post because she's really struggling emotionally. And if we have, that's one thing that I just never saw was a YouTube channel of a van lifer who was actually talking about the the emotional weight of not just being in van life, but the emotional weight in general. And so when I saw that video today where the girl sent me, I was like, I cannot hoard all of this information on Instagram because I don't have contact to reach out to her or just to give her, some love. Like all I could do was pray for her. But if she could also just see a video like what I could share, it would just be beautiful for her to be able. Yeah, it broke my heart too. And I was like, damn, what video can I send her? Or what meditation can I send her? Or what quote can I send her that may give her like a breath of fresh air and make her feel better? And the only thing that I could think of is to actually be the light that you want to see, to actually start speaking about things that matter, because there's so many people who are out here emotionally feeling the heaviness. And especially if there are more people who just are ready to feel better. If I have even 3 tools in my bag that can help somebody feel better, it is my job to share those tools, because I rob people from their experience of healing, growing, and evolving if I start to hoard information, if I hoard knowledge, if I hoard spiritual tools, if I hoard tools that can help somebody heal, grow, or evolve. So it's just like with people with gifts. If you have a specific gift, if you've been tasked to be a singer or an artist or whatever your particular gift is, and you choose not to share that gift, you rob other people from the growth that they could be doing just by experiencing your gift. And so, to a certain degree, it is our duty to share what we know we were put here to share, just because you never know who you will be helping just by you choosing to do what you were sent here to do. So, definitely, I'm sending her all my love. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, yeah. It's time for us to start talking about healing and growing and evolving. It's time for us to talk about how real emotional pain is and how you can physically feel that pain in your body. And it's time for us to start talking about ways that you can actually heal that pain, how to actually heal the trauma. It's not enough to just do Depression Awareness Month. I want you to be aware of depression, but I also want you to start giving people the tools to learn how to actually heal it without stopping at, oh, you just need to get a therapist. It's deeper than just getting a therapist. There's actual work, steps, tools that need to be involved. There's things that you can do on a daily basis to make yourself feel better, to heal that depression, to heal that grief, to heal those insecurities, to heal those traumas, those wounds, the abandonment wounds, the neglect wounds, the passive aggressiveness, the anger, the addiction. There are active things that you can do on a daily basis, and it's time out for us just saying, oh, I'm here for you. Oh, if you need anything, I'm here. Oh, you should just get a therapist. No, it's time out for all of that. Yes, do all of those things too, but also I have tools. This is what worked for me. This is what all of the studying has helped me come to realize. These are some books I can recommend to you. This is how to tap deeper into your soul's intuitive guide and path. This is how to actually heal or hear what your body is asking you to heal from. So I'm excited to bring all of that to this platform, and I will upload an Instagram live tomorrow. And I think that's all, y'all. I appreciate y'all for being here. Let me read y'all comments. I think it's time. It's 5:55. So, like I said, I'm doing the live with my husband on Instagram. But yeah, I'm gonna upload those here. Yes, if you're interested in my skincare, you can purchase my skincare at Sasha Flowers Skincare at CandiceLove.com. I don't know how to type in this chat. I tried, y'all, but I don't know how to. Yeah, I don't know how to. I'm going to have to try it another time. Hello, Candace. It's been a long time since I last saw you. You look marvelous. Are you still on the road? Hi, Steven. No, I'm not still on the road. We have been off the road for probably, it's August. We've been off the road for probably 5 months. Right now, our van is in Lake Mead, and I left it in Lake Mead because I had all the plans to go back. You know, so leaving out of Texas, it takes 24 hours to get out of Texas into any other space. So I dread that drive leaving from Texas and coming back to Texas. So I was going to leave the van at Lake Mead in Vegas so I could drive from there to um, to Valley of Fire. I wanted to do Death Valley, and then I wanted to go to Joshua Tree. I wanted to just go all through those spaces, and I did that before. But like I said, when I first got in my van, I was running from the pain of my cousin being killed. So my first year in my van, I literally don't even remember. Most of the videos that y'all see early on my YouTube, especially if you go to my Instagram account, most of those early videos on my Instagram, I don't even remember being there because grief was right here and all I felt was pain, but I was having fun. I just don't remember. And that's what happens when you experience trauma. Trauma does one or two things. It's either going to shut off the memory or it's going to store that pain and that unprocessed emotion in the body. And it's going to manifest as disease. It's going to manifest as cancer. It's going to manifest as anger, passive aggressiveness. It's going to manifest as a lot of different emotions and energies that have gone unprocessed. And so my trauma manifests as chronic pain right here. I couldn't move my shoulder for weeks, and I lost memory to the point I couldn't even remember the code to my phone. It was at least a month that I couldn't even get into my phone because that's how trauma really messed with my brain after my cousin died. So a large part of my van life journey, I don't even remember. So taking time away from my van has been necessary because it gave me time to be still and to be present with myself. So now when we get on the road, it'll be very intentional. I was not intentional at first. I was just like, da 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 da, we in our van, we having fun, we making YouTube videos, we making Instagram videos, our TikTok is growing. And I was crunk. I was so happy. I was like, lost in the sauce. There was no intention, okay? The second time I did it, I had a lot more intention, but it was hot. It was like 110 degrees. I was like, oh, hell no. The first time, I'm like, okay, about to get out here, I'm going to do van life the right way, right? I'm going to plan all my trips. I'm going to plan all my campsites. I ain't going to drive no more than 4 hours a day. We got there was 110 degrees. All of that stuff went out the window. So we will continue to travel in our van when we feel like it, which will probably be one side of the year, maybe twice. And I think my husband's gonna come as well. I think my husband's gonna travel with Cleo and I in our van. And we live like right down the street from Big Bend National Park. So in the cooler months where we ain't hot, we'll be back in our van. But it'll be a very, very, very intentional. So yeah. Man, listen, that van will put you on your ass. But outside of van life, I've still been traveling. I'm pretty much all over the place. I've been in Mexico for the past 2 months. Been in Mexico for the past 2 months. I'll be hosting another healing retreat in Mexico in October. If you're interested in that, you can also check it out on my Instagram as on my website at candicelove.com. But yeah, I've still been traveling, Virgin Islands. I've been all over the place. But also, I'm an entrepreneur now. So remember when I first started van life gave me the opportunity to start my skincare line, to start my life coaching business, and to quit my job as a police officer. So entrepreneur life has also slowed me down from travel because when it comes to my skincare, I intentionally make each product, so I have to be present. Dang, y'all, that thunder's crazy. The sun's out, but it's thundering crazy right now. So to a certain degree, I still have to be around to put my skincare out and to still run my business. And that's another part that I'm still learning how to maneuver, is how to be a full-time entrepreneur, but also still enjoy my life and travel in my van and travel by flight and, still have the freedom to maneuver in a way that I want. That was a long question. I answered your question somewhere in there, but I didn't know it was going to be that long and drawn out. Let me see. Y'all want to see Cleo. Okay. Princess. Oh, wait, I can turn the camera around. Cleo. Everyone is asking about you, Princess. Hi. Okay. So Cleo's watching the gate because cats typically walk across this gate, right? Huh? Yeah, you're such a princess. You're such a big girl. You're such a big girl. Cleo's like, hey, I got work to do. I got work to do. I got a job, baby. Cleo, she is such a, oh my gosh, y'all. Cleo is like, she's so smart, and she's so smart, it's almost scary smart. And it's also very interesting that when I was traveling with Cleo, you get a lot of the naysayers. It's like, you shouldn't travel in your van with your dog. They don't have a good sense of life traveling in that van. Cleo loves the van to the point when we are home, I almost feel bad because she's bored. She has to actually be a regular dog when we're home. And she's like, we go everywhere together. When we were in my van, we go everywhere together. I wouldn't even go into the grocery store without Cleo. There is no place in my van that I would ever go and I would leave Cleo in the car. I never left Cleo in my van. One, because if somebody broke into my van and stole Cleo, I wouldn't be able to live anymore. And then secondly, it's against the law to leave your dog in a car, at least in Texas. So now that we're home, Cleo's like, where we going? Where we going? Where we going? And it just breaks my heart to have to tell her, Princess, you can't come. And she knows what you can't come means, and she just be like, She be acting all lost in the sauce, confused and shit. So the way that um, when we were in our van, I had to make sure Cleo had a quality sense of life. Basically, everything that I do, I need to make sure Cleo has the opportunity to do something at the same time. And so I've also been learning to balance that as well, because Cleo loves that van. She loves traveling. She loves experiencing new places. So not taking her to the same park. She's equipped to remembering, like, no, new smells, new state, new city, new town. She's so used to that. So hi Sharon. Hi Mika. Uh, I remember a German Shepherd saved my life from choking, not a fish bone. Not a German Shepherd saved you from choking on a fish bone. Oh Lord. when will when will we get the next off grid trip happen? I'm assuming you said when will y'all get another off grid trip? I don't know. Right now traveling is, so actually, you know what? October, that's what I'll do. So I have my next emotional healing retreat. It's raining, y'all. Let me see if I can show you. It's raining and the sun is out. It's so pretty. Can y'all see that? Y'all probably can't even really see it, but it's raining and the sun is out. It just feels so good out here right now. But what I'll do is I'll record. I won't be in my van, but I'll record it. I'll be in Mexico for my last emotional healing retreat this year. And so I'll just record that, and that'll be my off the grid video. um, One hell of a woman, the devil is beating his wife. My grandmama used to say that. My family used to say that too. Oh my goodness. I'm a traveling nurse. I want to get into van life. Do you feel everyone in van life is running away from something? No, I don't have enough information to say that everyone in van life is running away from something. But what I do know is they don't all have the capacity to share with you what they're actually experiencing, because most of them are actually oblivious to the fact that they have emotional trauma that needs to be worked through. So some actually think that they are having a good time, when really they are subconsciously running from their own pain. But they won't acknowledge that because they may be oblivious to that. They may not be aware. Some people travel because they genuinely just love to travel. So you can purchase a van and travel and do, van life and travel nursing, if that's what you genuinely want to do. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter what I think. It matters what you think. It matters what your experience is. And when you get into your van, you'll be able to see if it feels like you're running or if it feels like you're truly enjoying your experience. When I first got in my van, it did not feel like I was running. I thought I was having fun. And then I got to the Golden Gate Bridge and pressed record and broke down crying. At the Golden Gate Bridge, it's dark all under my eyes. And that's when I realized, oh, I'm actually not having fun. I'm actually sad as hell. So in the beginning, I was oblivious. I thought I was having a good time. Sometimes it takes certain triggers for you to realize there are things that are calling you that need to be worked on, worked through, healed, and acknowledged. But that's not to say not enjoy your experience. It's just to say that while you're on your experience, just be aware of what you are experiencing. Listen, gas prices? Absolutely not. RV says, shoot, the gas prices kicked mine. Haven't been in my RV in months. Went back in our home until prices dropped again. I know that's right. Exactly. It's to the point to where, because what I was saying was my van is in Vegas. And I could have like a shipping company just bring my van to Houston. And a part of me is like, but I really want to just drive my own van. But then I'm like, damn, I don't want to pay for that gas. And my uncle was saying, well, how much it would take for the shipping company to ship it, you're going to pay the same amount in gas. I don't even want to pay that. I don't want to pay no gas. It was, when I first got my van, it was like $25 to fill my van up. It's like $80 to fill my van up. And when you're traveling continuously in your van, you're gonna be filling up your tank at least once every 2 days. So there's that with the gas. RV, I feel you. No, it's really pretty out here, y'all. Like, the sun is literally shining and it's raining and thundering. Although I'm Indian, but I'm still confused with the concept of healing in West and USA. Can you please explain deeply that how did it change you? Right. So, Western culture, when it comes to healing, growing, and evolving, is nothing like your culture when it comes to healing, growing, evolving, which is actually what I resonate with the most, your culture. Here, it is more of read this book, you'll feel better. It's more of take this medicine, you'll feel better. Go to the doctor, get on prescription meds, you'll feel better. They also do not connect science and spirit. They don't think that God has anything to do with science, and they don't think psychology has anything to do with God. And they don't recognize that all of those truths can exist at the same time, that God, science, psychology, and spirituality is all the same. And so once I started to adopt the culture of spirituality, and then the culture of the science of eating, the science of intuitiveness, plant medicine, especially my journey with ayahuasca in the Amazon. I think that was before I had my YouTube. I lived in the Amazon jungle for like 2 months and experienced the plant medicine with at least 5 different shamans. So spirituality here and healing here, emotionally healing here, is another way that teaches people how to numb themselves. It doesn't teach people how to get to the root cause of what they're actually feeling. And when you get to the root cause of all of your trauma, it's inevitable that you find God. And not the God that people mention in the Bible. You find a God of your own understanding, which gives you a lot of freedom to believe still what you want to believe. It gives you freedom to feel how you want to feel, even if anger is present, even if jealousy is present, even if shame is present, or happiness or joy is present. So there are very, very different methods that this part of culture teaches people to heal, and then that part of culture teaches people to heal. But the way that I was able to is because I've always been very open-minded. I give myself permission to learn from everything and everyone. So I don't cut off this Western society of healing. I still learn from everything because everyone and everything is my teacher. I don't know anything other than what I have the wisdom to know, and anything not growing is dead. So if I have the capacity to learn from anyone, I'm going to accept all of that wisdom and information. So that's how I was able to heal. I hope you have more retreats next year. Yes, next year we will definitely have more retreats. I want to meet the creator and spiritual guides and heal my soul. Plant medicine is a beautiful way to do that. I have a blog about my plant medicine journey on my website at candicelove.com. I go in depth of what it was like living in the Amazon jungle, what it was like working with the shamans, what it was like working with plant medicine and meeting my soul and just having a beautiful soul experience with God. And I go into depth and detail, and it's a very, very intimate blog post that I put up on my page. So if you want to know more about healing, definitely check that out on my website. We literally left our RV in Georgia on a lady's property that I found on Facebook Marketplace and flew back to Texas. Left it for 4 months. Gas was almost okay. RB, why are we the same person? I found a storage facility that stored vehicles, and I left mine in Vegas because I refused to drive it back to Texas. RB, we the same, literally. I did the same thing. Would you be able to do a video about your experience in the Amazon with ayahuasca? Absolutely. I recorded a great amount of that video. I have like a 10-minute video that I did right after my first experience of ayahuasca. We wasn't even supposed to have our phones, so I'm on the video crying and shit. And I also have my blog post. But I will, because I've never even shared my experience with ayahuasca, because I respect plant medicine, I respect God, I respect spirit and energy so much that I don't want to romanticize it. So I had my first ayahuasca experience in like 2017. And I just never wanted to disrespect the medicine, and I never wanted to romanticize the medicine, because people will think that, oh my God, I get to see fractal images and I get to see this, and they just think that it's such a beautiful experience that they don't realize that it's a very powerful experience. And if you don't have the tools to really do your own healing work after the medicine, you can really feel even more traumatic pain. Okay. Please put your site in the description. Y'all, I don't know how to do the description. Some messages, top chat. I don't see a option to do a description on here. It doesn't give me the option. But my website is it's all on my YouTube. It's candicelove.com. If you go to my YouTube where it has all of my personal information, my website is on there. And you can look up my ayahuasca experience, you can look up my skincare, and you can also look up the retreats that I have, or book a one-on-one session for emotional healing. Yeah, I make sure that even when I share the beautiful parts of plant medicine, I also share the real, because it's a powerful medicine and it can do harm. Not as in like mess you up or anything, but what the plant medicine does is it shows you the truth of who you are and the truth of what you need to heal. And if you aren't prepared for that, you'll really come out of the experience with even more emotional turmoil that you aren't prepared to actually work through and heal through. So it's necessary for people to know all of the information. And what I've seen with all of the documentaries and all of the people that speak about it on YouTube, they speak about how beautiful it is, but nobody shares about the reality of it and how it is traumatizing. It traumatizes you to help you heal your trauma. But it's still a beautiful experience, but it's a lot. It is. So I will definitely share about my experience and just give that disclaimer. How long have you been vegan? I've been full-time vegan for about 3 years, but before that, very much so off and on. It's taken me a while. It's so interesting to hear people try to separate it on a simple Christian Catholic basis. It's believed that God is all-powerful, all-knowing, and all good. If that's true, why limit God? RB, like, we must be related or something. Cause facts. Even us using the name God, right, is limiting. Like, that's why I love to say source, because it's just the source of all creation. But even God is limiting, and it's like as humans, people want to put things in a box. I guess it's more so like ego as well, because ego really loves separation. It loves to be able to identify things so it can ultimately feel important. And it's like people want to put things in a box so they can relate to it better or understand it better. And so it's like people limit God even by definition of the name so they can attempt to understand it better and relate to it. And they just don't realize that it's so limiting because they limit themselves with their own limiting beliefs on their own day-to-day life. So yeah, if you can buy ayahuasca from somebody, then you definitely shouldn't take it, because you can only get ayahuasca from places like the Amazon, from the jungle. And it has to be made right then and there. Um, Thank you for being so honest about the plant medicine. Yep. I'm going to meet Mama Aya in September. I can't wait. Good. Have a beautiful experience. I hope you have a beautiful experience, and I'm sure you will. Whatever happens, you're going to get exactly what you need. Um, I pray you and your husband grow. You both have good intentions. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. One hell of a woman. Um, you better off just selling the van locally where it's parked. No, I don't care to sell my van. I love my van. I ain't trying to sell it. I just ain't trying to live in it. um, all right, y'all. So I'm about to go ahead. I'm actually late. I'm like 20 minutes late. I'm about to go ahead and go on Instagram, and my husband and I are about to go live on Instagram. So if you want to come and be a part of our conversation, we'll be talking about feminine energy, masculine energy, and how when both of those energies are in alignment, you don't have to manipulate energy by attempting to manifest, because when feminine and masculine energy are aligned, there is a natural energy that surges towards you called abundance and peace and ease. So I'm going to my Instagram account now. I'm going to go live over there at candice.love if you want to join. But the lives from my Instagram about healing, growing, and evolving, I will be sharing those to YouTube tomorrow. I appreciate y'all for being here. Thank you for holding space for me. Thank y'all for being present. Thank y'all for being so present that even after I took time away, I still had a community to come back to. That makes me feel really seen, really loved, and really cared for, and really nurtured. And I cannot wait to continue to grow with y'all and grow in front of y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon.